Searching for this all my life. You're just my type. I've been looking for a boy who can treat me right. Your dark hair, but those eyes so bright.
All right. And we're back. Another week of getting into some shenanigans. Got my girl Kiki. How we doing?
I'm good. You look great. You're back.
Thank you. All I have is some vitamin C serum, sunglasses and a hat. It's my go-to fashion for the podcast.
I love it.
I'm like, what? Okay, so it's Thursday morning in LA. I was going to try and record an episode while I was in London, but didn't quite work out. And then we had the camera and everything that we were going to do because I was going to try and just do a full video podcast from the hotel room.
Yeah.
And Brock wasn't sure that the audio worked on the camera. And I'm like, I'm not trying to match up the audio and do all of that. So had about an 11.5-hour flight yesterday with a 5-year-old who did not sleep a wink.
Oh, my God.
The whole flight.
So how do you keep her occupied for that entire time?
It wasn't easy. It was not easy because I'm like, I also don't want her on a screen for 11.5 hours straight,
I mean, I would have.
She was for a lot of it.
Okay.
But we were trying to split up what we were doing.
Okay.
So it started with a movie. She watched Zootopia. However, in the UK, it's known as Zootropolis.
Oh, interesting. Why?
I know, right? I don't know. I still haven't seen Zootopia or Zootropolis too.
Okay.
Because I was trying to get a nap in like right at the beginning of the flight. I'm like, okay, she's got a movie. I kind of like cuddled her and they're like, no, Mom, you have to stay awake for your dinner. And I'm like, dinner is breakfast or is it lunch? I don't know. But
yeah,
I was like, you're right. Like, I want this meal. And so I asked the flight attendant, I said, what time do you serve the first meal? And she was in about 30, 40 minutes. And I was like, okay, I'll power through and I will stay awake for this because I need to eat. I hadn't eaten yet. And so she's watching the movie. Now I've gotten like a hot tea or a coffee and I'm like, okay, I'm up.
Yeah.
So our flight was super empty. Everyone had their own row.
Oh,
Brock had his own row. Kevin and Lando started in the same row. So it was one where it's like 3, 3, 3.
Uh-huh.
So they're in both aisles of the middle row.
Okay.
And then Daniel had his own row and Mark was on a different flight. So we walk back to the boys and I was like, you guys, there's still like a few rows open. And they're like, yeah, we're good. And I'm like, okay. So about an hour later, right after like we get our food, Summer wanted to walk back and say hi to them. And Lando is sleeping like this. Kevin is sleeping like this. And I pick up Lando's head and I go, you guys, like, first of all, I care about your neck. So
Yeah.
he's headbanged a lot this weekend. Like, let's protect the neck. But I said, I don't understand this concept. I said, so I am going to keep asking why you guys aren't taking the open rows.
Yeah.
Unless you give me a reason. Like, do you not want Summer bothering you? She's going to come back and bother you.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? And they both look at me like, I'm like, it doesn't make it make sense. You can have a full row.
And it's so rare. I have not seen an empty row on a flight in years.
No, it was amazing. And like, it was like a newer plane. Like, it was nice. And we were in the next cabin up, but it was still like main cabin.
Mm-hmm.
But also like quicker to get off the flight. Like, and Kevin goes, I don't know. I guess I just like don't want to have to come back and get my bag. And I'm like, okay. Also, the rows are empty, meaning the cabins overhead are empty.
Yeah.
Bring
Move
your bag.
stuff.
And he goes, oh, okay.
Oh, my God.
So then he comes up, takes the last empty row because all the other people now, it started with 7 open rows.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's one left. So if you guys don't take it and you just want to sleep in an aisle with your head cramped, like, be my guest. But it didn't make sense to me.
Men need so much help. Why do they need so much
Kiki,
help? I can't.
On what day was it? I don't know, whatever. Our last full day, I had a child with me, obviously, and 3 adult children.
Yeah.
So Daniel is usually, I mean, he's very much like, he's like a Mark where he has traveled the world and he could like handle himself. But that day, he had like 1 brain cell left. He was working the whole time we were there and he was exhausted. And he wasn't even going to come to the Natural History Museum with us. But he goes, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I want to have the day with Summer. So like, I'm going to come. So him, I was like, you get a pass.
Okay.
But then I have the 27s, my adult children with me. I don't like having to always be in charge of everything. I like to be a passenger princess sometimes.
Yes.
And when I travel with Brock or with Mark, they're handling the routes of the train and whatever with the tube and stuff that we have to do. So I have had to route us to the tube station, which way to go, eastbound, westbound, whatever we're doing, get us to the first stop that then we have to walk to the bus. And I was like, you know what? It's an 11-minute walk to the bus or it's an 11-minute wait for an Uber and only $38. Let's go to Starbucks. Let's just like get a coffee, hop in an Uber, go to the museum. Then we get to the museum. I have the map and I'm like, Summer is navigating us which way to get to the dinosaurs. And I'm like, why is the 5-year-old is now navigating? I'm like, can you guys just like, I'm so like, I don't want to have to navigate this whole museum. It's massive. Point us in the drive. And Summer's like, it's this way. And then so I had a day of many kids with me where I was just mother.
No, it's
but
too much.
But it was, yeah. And so I was the plane. I was like, make it make sense.
Make it make sense. Now, I'm really curious. Do you have Summer signed up for airline rewards already? So when she flies,
yes,
I
absolutely.
love that. Oh my gosh,
she has her savings account. I mean, she probably already has a full year of like a college tuition, if college is even still a thing, in like however many, 15 years?
Yeah,
14 years.
yeah.
Yeah, no, she has her Sky Miles set
Love
up
it.
ever since she was a baby.
I love that.
Yeah, because I'm like, you're going to appreciate all this shit when you're older.
She'll be like a million miler. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
In no time.
But yeah, and I also want to point this out. Any job that I have, even if it's just like me contracted, but if they want her to be a part of it,
Mm-hmm.
she gets a percentage that goes into her account.
Oh,
Like
that's
I will
great.
never have her on a job with me that she's not technically booked on for like her own Coogan account
Yeah.
without putting money into her other account that I set up for her like 4 years ago.
I love that.
Yeah,
That's so
I'm like,
good.
you're working.
Yeah.
I don't just expect you to like be in my content for free.
Mhm.
She enjoys doing like the cooking videos and that stuff with
Yeah.
Brock. But if it's a paid job and I'm getting paid, my kid's getting paid.
I love it.
So yeah. But so on the flight, we do the movie, and then I'm like, okay, then she wants to play games and stuff. So one game that we got her into where I'm like, you can be on a screen if you're using your brain and not just like mindlessly watching, pointless YouTube videos. So she got into Sudoku on this trip.
Okay.
I've never played Sudoku a day in my
Oh,
life,
never?
but now I'm like, ooh, I'm kind of into this. So I'm like getting competitive with the 5-year-old.
Yeah.
I'm like, what goes here? Like,
Yeah.
I know, do you know? But she did that for a while on the
Okay.
flight. And then I had a workbook for her. So then she was like, spot the difference, doing that for a bit on the flight. And then Brock took her for a little bit. I let him sleep. Then he's doing stuff with her. I got maybe an hour nap in,
Okay.
but she did not
But still,
sleep a wink.
like,
We
yeah.
get home. She's like, Mommy, do you want to do gymnastics? Let's do a competition. Daddy, you be the judge. Nani, you do that. And then, and I'm like, I get it. My friends call me the Energizer Bunny.
Yeah.
So she is my daughter.
She earned it, honestly.
But I'm just like, how the fuck are you still going?
Yeah.
So then she's doing cartwheels. And she's like, okay, Mommy, tell me, do you like number 1 or number 2? And then, and I'm like, okay, she did have, which I would never give her this much on a normal day, but on a flight where it's like a survival parent mode, she probably had 4 to 6 cups of juice.
Okay.
So I'm like, there is sugar and juice.
Yes. Full
She
sugar.
went to the bathroom 10 to 12 times on the flight.
Okay.
But the last few times she goes, I can do it by myself. I don't need you to come in. She gets in, she locks it, but I'm like, make sure you're lining the, she did. She put the
Okay.
paper towel or the tissue down on the toilet seat. She washed her hands.
Okay.
I was just like so proud, but also I'm like, you don't need me as much. Like you're
Yeah.
growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Going to the bathroom by yourself on an airplane, the first time she didn't know to pull it.
Oh, yeah.
And I just hear, Mom! So she unlocked it, but then she's like, how do I get
How
out?
to get out? Yeah.
So I pushed it over and she was like, oh, and I go, just pull it. And so the next few times she went by herself.
Okay.
And yeah, it was crazy. But then finally we got dinner. We got her, she cooked dinner with Dad and then got her in the bath, washed her hair, and it was so cute. She just like curled in bed. She put her hands like this and just like interlocked her fingers, head on the pillow. It was like one deep breath. I was like,
All right.
out.
Decompress. Got
And
it
so
all
I
out.
was like, okay. So Brock and I go downstairs. We're watching Real Housewives of Rhode Island. Had to catch up on that because I couldn't download it in the UK to watch on the flight.
Okay.
So I've been like dying to watch the
Yeah.
episode. So I was like, no, I'm not going to bed
Yeah.
until we watch this. And then I'm like, wait, shit, part 2 of the Summer House reunion. He goes, we're watching that one in bed. I was like, okay. First 15 minutes, as invested as I was,
Yeah.
I fall asleep. So I went to bed before 8 p.m., which never happens. The sun was still up. It
Yeah.
was crazy. But then at 3 a.m., Summer wakes up.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, I knew to expect this.
Yeah.
So I go in her room and all of the kittens, they have like the zoomies at 3 a.m.
And they're in her room.
They're in her room.
Okay.
They're bouncing off the walls. And so she was like, can you come cuddle me? And I was like, yeah. 20 minutes later, she goes, can I have some milk? And I'm like, honey, no, we don't drink milk in the middle of the night. The sugar then sits on her teeth and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it's like another 20 minutes. And I'm like, I really want to go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Like, you're ruining my REM right now. I've got my Oura ring on. I was trying to get like a 95 sleep score. So I'm like, if I get you milk, will you go back to sleep? And she's like, yes. And then I'm like, no, fuck this. Why am I the only one up right now?
Yeah, where's
so
Brock?
Just call to daddy. Dad.
Wait, even though you're laying in bed with her.
Also, like our house, we sleep, it's like 67 degrees.
Yeah.
And I am in very little. Like I don't sleep in like a hoodie and stuff. So I'm freezing.
Yeah.
I just am getting in her bed and I'm warm and cozy. I'm like, I'm not getting up, going downstairs. No, Dad can get up and go downstairs. So that ruined his sleep because he did.
So she called out and he came right away. Okay.
Yes, of course. He got up, he went downstairs, he got her the milk, and then he comes up with a melatonin gummy, which she had never had until this trip. Spoke to her pediatrician. He said like 1 milligram or less is enough to help with travel, reacclimating, jet lag and whatnot. And she passed out so quick that, I mean, we didn't give her one for bed.
Yeah.
But then when she was like up at 3 a.m., I was like, just take a little bite, have a little gummy.
Yeah.
And then she passed back out and woke up 4 minutes before her 7 a.m. alarm.
Okay.
Ready to go for the day.
All right.
Got up, cooked breakfast, got herself dressed, ready, fed the cats, got to school on time.
Oh, so no jet lag. Amazing.
I was just like, wow, you are my daughter. Because I told her,
Yeah.
I said, honey, in this family, well, daddy, whatever. But I was like, we don't believe in jet lag. When we land in London, it's 3 p.m. That's just what time it is. She goes, well, what time is it back home? I said, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
'Cause we're not back home.
Yeah.
We're on the flight coming back. And she goes, but what time is it here? And I said, well, here is in the air is LA. And she's like, no, here in London. I go, we're not in London anymore. We're on the plane. It's 9 a.m. back home.
Yeah.
So it's 9 a.m. So you've been up since like, what, 10 p.m.
Yeah.
LA time? I mean, it's the longest in her life she's ever been awake.
Oh my God.
Next to that was New Year's Eve this year. She stayed up for the East Coast countdown at like 9.
Uh-huh.
And then at 11:30, we left our friend's house because we also didn't want to be driving on the roads when all the crazies are out. And she passed out in like the 15-minute car ride on the way home.
Okay.
So that was the longest she'd ever been up. But this, I was like, damn, kid, you are
I
a
know,
rock star.
Right? Like an 11-hour flight. But I mean, sometimes it is better just to stay up on those flights because, you know.
Yeah, for sure. But, all right. Well, long-winded intro. Let's take a break. And then I want to get into London with you and some Bravo shows. All right, so when I'm shopping online, you guys, you know this, I love me some Revolve. I was just talking to Jasmine Good the other day, and she's looking for a reunion dress, and I was like, girl, you've got to check out Revolve, because Revolve is where I go when literally I don't want to overthink my outfit, and honestly, sometimes when I don't know what I'm looking for, I will just go on the Revolve website, because it's all styled in a way that just makes sense. And whether I'm looking for, you know, a festival outfit, a girls' night out, a date night, I'm going on vacation, maybe going to London, Revolve is just my go-to. I even like to order things sometimes in multiple sizes and multiple colors because Revolve makes it so easy to return stuff. It comes literally with a label and shipping is so fast. So it's actually quite stress-free. Highly recommend it if you don't know what you're looking for or you know exactly what you're looking for. Like finding just the one piece, you're going to find it on Revolve because they have so many options. You can shop by brand, you can shop by size, by color, all of the things, whether it's a big night out, a wedding, a trip, or you just need something last minute that actually works. Revolve has it. Go to revolve.com/goodasgold to shop our faves and use code goodasgold for 15% off your first order. Fast shipping, easy returns, it just makes everything easier. That's revolve.com/goodasgold. You can shop my faves and get 15% off your first order, but the offer ends June 19th, so don't miss out. Okay. Feeling a little bit rejuvenated.
You got it together? No, I
Yes.
mean, you were gone for a long time. You were in London for like, what, a week?
6 days.
Okay.
And before that, I was in Hawaii.
Yes.
So I was really just trying to test my kid with the world traveling. You know, I go, we're going to go back in time, come back to LA, and then go forward 8 hours and just see how you do.
Oh my God.
Fucking rock star. I can't believe it.
And so this show, I know it was you, it was like Meredith Marks, and like who else was at this show?
Yeah. So on Saturday was the sold out day.
Okay.
I mean, it was such an incredible lineup. There were so many amazing performers. Meredith was on Sunday with the Scissor Sisters. I was on the day with Jessie J, Lily Allen, Emanike, Mae Muller, Diana. There were so many amazing people.
Yeah.
So this was like my first real show, I felt like.
Yeah.
And I don't know if people realize this just from like watching the show and seeing me perform a couple times here and there. You know, I pop up on the bar at Surf or Pride or whatever, which I'm so excited for this weekend. Hence my Ashley Simpson shirt. I can't wait. But like, honestly, this was my first real big performance with the band, with dancers, a full set time.
Yeah.
I had a tech writer, like the whole thing that I did, it was crazy.
Yeah, it
like,
looked scary. I mean, the audience was packed. They were, I mean, were you not I mean, I would have been terrified.
I was a bit, I'm not gonna lie. So when I was there for like our little sound check before, it was, I want to say her name. It was Diana what? Diana Vickers? Okay. So I was right after Diana Vickers. She was incredible. I mean, that girl just an icon, and the dancers and everything. So I'm like, oh, cool. I'm following this with a full crowd, and then the crowd leaves.
What?
There's no one in the audience.
No.
And I was like, oh my God. This is my biggest fear. No one's going to come. And even those who do come, I'm going to forget all my lyrics. I'm going to sound like shit. And like, that's the end of it for me. Like, I was just convinced no one was coming back. But then I remembered that 5-10 minutes before she performed, when I looked out and I go, oh, okay, it's not that many people. So like, it's okay. Filled up instantly.
Okay.
And so as I'm not seeing the crowd, because Mark goes, just stay backstage. And I'm like, he doesn't want me to see it because it's empty. But then the woman who introduced me, I hear her like starting to chant, and she's like, all right, everyone say it with me. Good as gold. And it sounded so loud. I was like, holy shit, I think it filled up.
Yeah.
And so the intro for Apples is starting. And then I'm like, do I go out? And I'm like, okay. And I go out, and holy shit, that energy. Brock had a like $12,000 camera with him that we rented for the trip.
Mm-hmm.
He was my videographer. I mean, they had the festival videographers there, obviously, but watching it back, I mean, I couldn't even see, like the crowd went back as far as I could see, as far as there was room. It was thousands of people.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah.
I wanted to have in-ears for the show, but I wasn't able to get them molded and sculpted and whatever fit in time. So I didn't have those. So I'm trying to like give myself my own cue. I'm like, I think I go out now. And then I do. And everyone is just screaming. They're singing the songs, and not just Apples and Good as Gold. They know Dead to Me.
Oh.
They know Pick Me. I played my new song with my girl Stallone that everyone is just like vibing out to. And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I almost passed out because it was so hot.
Yeah.
The stage was shaded, but right as I performed, the sun was starting to hit it. And if I wanted to be at the front of the stage, which I did, I was in the sun.
And you're like in black leather vinyl.
Leather, because it's London. I didn't think it was going to be 85 and sunny. I mean, I did check the weather, but it still said it was going to be cloudy all day and like 76. So I'm like, oh no, it was a hot 76, which felt like 86. I was dripping. It just dripping in sweat, which I don't often sweat. My face didn't really sweat. The girl, Liel, shout out to her, who did my makeup. She does GK Berry's makeup. And I mean,
impressive.
She did mine when I was there a year and a half ago for the Snoop and Dre performance. It did not, it was perfect. The setting spray this girl uses, incredible. Because everyone's like, how do you look like this after you performed?
I need that setting spray.
I'm dripping right now, which also, I've talked about this on the podcast before. And the band knows this, but every time I perform, post baby, jumping up and down, my Kegel muscle, not too strong.
Okay.
I do pee a little.
A little pee. Just a little pee.
And I didn't pee in my pants. I peed in Stallone's pants. So those are at the cleaners today.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
Just a little trickle,
Yeah.
but I'm already dripping in sweat.
Yeah.
And then like the first like big jump I do, I just felt the tiniest bit. I was like, oh God, no. So the whole performance. And then I have clip-ins in because I wasn't able to get K-tips. So I saved the headbanging for Good as Gold when it really is like, that's our punk rock song, like that Screamo version. And I'm headbanging. And then all of a sudden I feel the clip-ins one by one coming out. And I was like, oh God.
Oh my God.
Watching back the footage, you can see a couple times. And I was like, because it was my 4-clip one.
Okay.
So it was the big one coming out.
Yeah.
And I feel 3 clips are loose.
Oh,
And I was
no.
like, okay, I'm not going to headbang again.
Okay.
And then right after that, I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. And I was like, wow, I rocked so hard. I rocked my extensions out. I pull them out on
Good,
stage. I was
yes.
just like, whatever. I put them on the DJ booth. Then we're playing the new song that I just made with Stallone. And Daniel, I look back and he has my extensions clipped in his hair. He's like, I'm gay. I could put that in 2 seconds. But it was so good.
Yeah.
Like, I performed on book tour in Austin with the boys. I did
Mhm.
3 songs there. I debuted Misunderstood. Like, that was a
Yeah.
real show. But it was so quick.
No, but this is like, I mean, a full-on audience. They're jumping up and down. They're
Yes.
singing along. Like, it's a festival. Like,
no,
that's and Summer is backstage this whole time.
yeah, she's like side stage.
Okay.
And Mark had his friend Anna there to kind of hang with her. So he could film on his phone.
Yeah.
Rock could film on the camera. Like, we had to have someone with
Yeah.
her. And Anna said at one point, Summer, oh, she was the best. Like, I can't wait for the footage. Like, when I posted on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right after, she comes up to me with the fan and she's just like, Mommy, I got you. And
Aw.
at one point in the performance, she said to Anna, she goes, I want to go up and give Mommy the fan. Like, I know she's hot out there. And she's like, no, honey. Like, it would have been a crazy fine. Like,
Yeah.
you couldn't have, it's an 18 and over festival, but they said no one under the age of 18, like on actual stage, side, backstage was okay.
Yeah.
So she's like, no, honey. Like, let's just stay back here, give it to Mommy after.
Yeah.
But it was, I mean, it was just so crazy. Like, I was actually booked as an artist on a lineup to perform at a festival.
Mhm.
And it was, yeah, my biggest fear that there was going to be no one in the audience and no one would come to my set because I'm like, here's the difference. When you're at a festival, which now I realize I fucking love, because when you are at a festival, there's so many bands like Tame Impala and Rufus Du Sol, for example, who I've discovered at Coachella, who I had no idea who they were.
Mhm.
You just go to a set because that's who's playing at
Yeah.
this time. You gain new audiences. Like, I've become fans of bands that I never heard of
Mhm.
until being at a festival. So I realize how much I love festivals now. But going into it, I was like, people are just coming to Mighty Hoopla. The festival didn't sell out on Saturday because Scheana Shay's at 3:15 on the lineup. It sold out because, you know, Jessie J and Lily Allen are headlining. But the amount of people who came, who knew the lyrics, who were wearing my face on their shirts
Yeah.
and came up to me after, it was just...
I was going to say, like, did you do a meet and greet after?
I did a meet and greet, and then I said on the mic, I was like, I'm going to be out in the crowd for the rest of the day and night. Please come up, take a selfie with me. And then it was like an unofficial meet and greet when I was just in the VIP food area. 'Cause Then
Okay.
it was like, people started forming a line.
Yeah. And so you
But-
stayed and watched the rest of the
Yeah.
performances. Okay.
Yeah, no, it was so great.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, you know, I've been to a ton of music festivals, but just getting a glimpse of all of that backstage and then being the performer
Mhm.
on stage, walking out to a packed crowd, it was insane. So
So now you want to book more festivals?
I want to book more festivals. I
Okay.
was talking to Glenn Fussell, he's the one who booked me.
Yeah.
And he messaged me after, just the entire team. They were so incredible. But Glenn messaged me and he said, I was sensational.
Okay.
And that is a word I never thought I would be called as a performer.
Well, then have you ever thought, did you ever watch when Paris Hilton did that docuseries where it followed her
Yeah.
around?
Uh-huh.
Like, have you ever considered just like maybe if you started to like really get into this, like maybe documenting it and like,
So we did. And
Oh, okay.
this is what I loved that Brock had that camera. It was different than when you watch my vlogs on YouTube. It's me with the handheld. You know, it's all selfie style. This was like, what is it? Third person point of view or
yeah.
fourth wall, whatever the fuck. But
Yeah.
he just had the camera following me the whole time.
Okay.
So it felt like this was my like documentary BTS of the show. And I'm like, I want to shoot more stuff like this.
Yeah.
We have access to this camera. Brock really wants to learn just how to use it even better.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kevin edits, he color corrects and does all of that. But having the consistent shot from before I went on stage, getting my nerves, hearing me saying like, wait, do I go out now? Like, is this when? And
Yeah.
then right after, he followed me the entire time after the show. And I'm like, I'm out of breath. I felt like after I headbanged, the last time I did it and when the extension started to come out, I felt like I was going to pass out. I needed more water. And it was like I needed a big water with a straw right by me. Instead, it was like on the side of the stage. And I was just like cotton mouth. And I know now so many things to do better just to make me a little more comfortable.
Yeah.
But I felt like I was about to pass out.
Yeah.
And so after, I'm like, before I go to this meet and greet, I'm like, water, fan, help. Like, just like, I felt like that like SpongeBob meme where he's just like shriveling up. And so he had the camera there the entire time where you're getting like my breaths and just, I was like, oh my God, I missed my entire first verse of Dead to Me. I was talking to the crowd and I was just like, all right, has anyone ever been through a breakup? Like, this song's for you. And I'm like, because I don't have in-ears, I'm not hearing the cue of when the song started. But we have the lyric videos on the back of it. And I turn around, Lando starts singing the pre. And I was like, oh shit, missed my whole verse. But I'm like, just go with it. It's fine. Like, people who know the song.
Yeah, and the audience knows.
You know, but I'm also like talking. So it's not like I was just like, waiting for the song to start. And so then I chime in on the hook and it was great. And that's like the best part of the song anyways.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh my God, I missed the whole first verse. But I'm like, fuck it, whatever. Like, if that's the worst that happened out there, everyone showed up. And it just, I couldn't have asked for a better start to the trip, a better first performance at a festival. It was incredible.
I love it. All right. I'll be looking for the Scheana Shay and the 27th docuseries.
Literally. I'm like, no, we need to do this for our shows. I want to have Brock or Kevin, because they're not a part of the Stallone project that I'm doing, in the studio with us. Like, I had filmed a bit when I was in the studio with her and Dem, just working on our first song, 8 Down. And I'm like, I want more of like that process, but from that angle. And I liked that it wasn't a stationary camera. Like, that feels very podcast setting to me, to just have the tripod and the camera set up. I liked the panning to the other people. And then when Good as Gold was playing and Summer's like dancing backstage, it was so good. I'm like, okay, let's fucking go on tour. Let's go do some prides around the world. Let's go to Australia. Like, I want to do it all. I'm so hyped from this.
Keep the momentum going. When Summer goes to school, does like she tell the stories of these like adventures she goes on?
100%.
Like, is she the girl in class who has like crazy adventures, or do other kids also have parents who kind of do some of these things?
Where she goes to school, I mean, it is a very celebrity-based school. Not calling myself a celebrity, but like, you know, some of the celebs kids she goes to school with, I mean, they definitely have those type of stories.
Because I met this woman when I was in Cannes who, where she's from in Texas, like she does these big celebrity things, but not a lot of people in the school does. And she said she gets called in by the principal one day because she's like, your daughter's in here telling lies. And like, she was like, I went to this Ariana Grande and like I went backstage and like I met her and they were just like, why are you telling? And like she had to pull up on her phone to say like, this is what I do. And like, it was crazy.
So there was a day too earlier this school year where it was like a parent, it was the Community Helpers Week. And so it was like, how do your parents' jobs like help the community? And I'm like, okay, how do I like dumb this down for 4-year-olds? Like what I do, and just with reality TV and writing a book and how that helps people with like their own personal experiences feel less alone. I'm like, I can't really do it in that way. So I was just like, I wrote a book and people like reading, and here's pictures, and also I sing songs, and then I played Good as Gold for the crowd, like for the class. And so it's like the kids in the room, like they do know what I did. They all watched me on Masked Singer, so it's like they understand that part of it. But for Summer, I mean, to go to London, she also lived out her true Peppa Pig bus tour dreams.
Oh my gosh.
There is a book, Peppa Pig Goes to London, and she wanted to do everything in the book. and we did it. They have the actual double-decker bus tour
Okay.
that goes to all of the landmarks. Here's where Peppa splashed in the muddy
Oh
puddles.
my gosh.
Here's where Peppa did this.
I love it. And you took her to tea time and stuff.
Yeah, so we
Yes.
did that. We did a boat on, is it the river?
The Thames, or is that in
Thames?
Paris?
I'm like, I never know how to
I
say it.
know.
The River Thames?
Yeah, something
Is it
like.
a silent S?
I think it's like, yeah.
I don't know. It's one of those weird words. But we did the London Eye.
Okay.
We went to Paddington Station.
Back to Paddington. Oh, you
Yes.
didn't watch Ladies of London.
No.
Or no, Real Housewives of London.
Oh,
Sorry.
I
That one
know.
you- that-
I've got to catch up with
Well,
my
that
London
one's only
shows
on
now, though.
Hey You, so you have to get
Right.
we have to get you a VPN.
Yes.
Yes.
Did the Natural History Museum, saw the dinosaurs, took her to the Tower of London, saw the Crown Jewels. We also, one thing that I'm not a bike rider. Okay. I just, especially in a big city, traffic, I feel like I'm not the best on a bike. Hadn't ridden a bike in like probably 20 years. And at Stagecoach this past year, the amount of electric bikes we brought to the festival, I didn't realize when we sent my dad and sister in a car home when the whole wind happened. They're like, festival's canceled. Everyone seek shelter. And then 20 minutes later, they're like, just kidding. And so we put my dad in a car because I was like, I'm not having him ride this electric bike in the wind. And then we get to the bikes and I'm like, shit, there's an extra bike. I need to ride the bike now back to the house because we can't just leave the
Yeah.
electric bike. So I did, and I was fine. Very short ride. But then when we're in London, I mean, it is one of the easiest ways to get around. And so I rode bikes through
Okay.
London. And now I'm like, you know what? Maybe I could city bike through New York. I don't know. I'm always
You
afraid to.
can.
But when people say it's like riding a bike,
Yeah.
genuinely, I just got on it, kickstand, and then I was like, oh, okay, I
No,
can do this.
I hadn't ridden in so long, and then when I was living in New York and city bikes became a thing, I remember the day I decided to just do it, and
Yeah.
I rode down to Chinatown to get dumplings with my friend, and I was like so proud of myself. I was like, I did it.
It's so easy.
Mhm.
I'm passenger princess in that sense where I want to be just on the back, or I like scooters. I feel a little more
Yeah.
in control with that. The bike, I feel a little off balance at times.
Mhm.
And then I'm like, we're literally riding bikes around Buckingham Palace, and I hear, is that Scheana Shay? And I'm like, I don't have the coordination on this to look back or to one hand ride the bike and wave. I will fall.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was just like, sorry.
You're like, it's me, gotta go.
Yeah, but I was like, I can't. I'm like on it. So to the point where I'm like, I felt like I was getting like early onset like arthritis from how hard I was
You're white
clenching the
knuckling.
bike. I also like, I know because my mom has it and I do carry that gene.
Okay.
When I had to sign all of my books for book tour, I mean, this finger for like 6 months was not okay. I had to actually get physical therapy and
Oh
acupuncture
my
on it.
God.
So I'm like, I already know that I could likely be getting arthritis one day.
Yeah.
And just from the days of riding the bike, how hard I was clenching
Oh my
the
God.
handlebars and then the brake, and then I'm like ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding. Just
Oh
yeah.
my God.
But it was fun. It was so much fun. It was the band's first time in London, their first time on another continent. They had never been out of North
Really?
America before.
Really?
They did a show in Mexico City,
Oh wow.
but this was like their first real big trip.
Wow.
And like out of the
Yeah.
continent. But so yeah, there were a lot of firsts. Also, Summer experienced hail for the first time.
Okay.
That rarely happens.
Yeah.
But we were at lunch with Denise Welch, who's Maddie
Yeah.
from the 1975, his mom, good
Mhm.
friend of ours. And all of a sudden we look outside, and when we walk to the restaurant, it was sunny.
Yeah.
And then we're like, holy shit, we turn around and it's just pounding with hail. And Brock's like, do you want to go outside? And she's like, yeah. And so she has her umbrella and she's getting pounded
Isn't
on
it
for a
dangerous?
second.
I was like, isn't it like
It is. She had the umbrella and it
Okay.
was a very short few seconds
Okay.
she was out there,
Yeah.
but just like experienced that for a few.
it's like getting knocked out?
Yeah.
And I know, like,
Yeah.
when you say you've gone to UK before, like, I feel like people notice you more, or they like recognize you more. They're definitely
Yeah.
Team Scheana Shay over there.
They are. It was so nice. I'm like, wow, people outside of America are
Okay,
so
so
nice.
still they're still Team Scheana Shay even today. I love
Yes.
it.
There was a girl, I was waiting for the tube, and she turned around. She goes, are you Scheana Shay? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, what are you doing here? Like, it was just like so random. And then, I'm riding through like Buckingham and someone recognizes me. And so there were so many moments of that. There was one day we were sightseeing with the boys and it was like someone recognized me, but then someone recognized Brock and then someone heard my voice and they're like, okay, we're going to do a tally to see who gets more throughout the day. Of course I won.
Yes, I would hope so.
It was the girl, the Buckingham Palace, that put me over because it was pretty even.
Oh, really?
They heard Brock's voice. They heard my voice.
That's so funny. Because I remember when you had GK Berry on your show and she was just like, no, like you are the most famous. You're the favorite there of all the VPR.
It's it was so crazy.
Yeah.
And it just, it was so much fun. And then like getting to catch up with Denise when I was there.
Yeah.
So she came out as a surprise performance.
Okay.
Right before Todrick Hall performed.
Oh, okay.
So she came out right before Todrick Hall performed. I was like, are they doing this to like get a crowd to him? Because things that I've heard, he's like canceled, but is that just in America?
Yeah,
I don't know.
You never know.
And so right when she gets introduced, she comes out with her dancers. They rip her dress off. She sings
God.
It's Raining Men. Iconic. I mean, she is an icon in the UK. Like, I don't think people in America know how famous she is there. Here, she's Maddie's mom from the 1975. There, oh no, she is Denise Welch, and she is an icon. So seeing her perform, hanging with her in like the artist area, but then getting to just like have a 2.5-hour lunch where we were just like caught up with each other.
I love that.
Oh, it was so good.
Don't you just like, I hadn't been to Europe, I feel like, since before the pandemic. So when I went to Cannes, that was like the first time in a long time. And it's just like, when you get to Europe, it's just, I don't know, it's just a different way of living that I get really, I miss it when I come back because you can have these leisurely days and you can just be really chill and you walk so much more, especially from LA, but like
literally,
and just like even the lunches, like nobody cares if you take like a 2-hour lunch and it's a drinking lunch and you're just like whatever. And
no, it was the best. There was one day I hit over 20,000 steps.
Yeah.
But I will say my calves are fucking killing me. Those cobblestone roads.
Oh my God.
Brock did like a 5-mile run almost every day, like Big Ben, and just like went everywhere. And I mean, we're hurting today.
It's a lot. And then like even the underground, like some of those, like to get up and down, some of them are very far down. And
and then I'm with freaking Twinkle Toes, Mark over here, who just like skates through the tube stations and whatnot. And I'm like, bro, I'm trying to keep up. I wore my brand new, which was probably not the best idea, Nikes, but they're like walking shoes or so I think. I think they're maybe half a size too small. I did get them in a 6. I'm a 6. Maybe I'm a 6.5 now in certain shoes. But my pinky toe, my feet hurt so bad. I'm like, I thought these were the comfortable shoes.
Yeah.
My D'Amelio platform boots were more comfortable at the festival all day.
Okay.
So then they're just like, him and Daniel and the boys are like running down the escalators. And I'm like, can we just stand? Like, we'll just take the next train. But I was like, fuck, man. And those escalators are deep.
Yeah, so deep. So crazy.
Oh, but at one point, I was just like, you guys, first of all, we're with my daughter. Her legs are half the size of ours. She's taking twice as many steps. And then she's like, Mom, my legs. And so I was like, we have 4 other men with us. Can we take turns carrying the child?
Yeah.
I get it. She's mine. But like, can we take turns?
Maybe that explains why I saw so many grown children in stroller. Because I mean, I was like, definitely Europe. I'm like,
forgot
you're
the
too
stroller.
big for a stroller.
I genuinely thought about bringing the travel stroller because
Yeah.
I'm like, I know we're going to be walking miles.
Mhm.
And I love to walk. If I'm in the right shoes, I will walk 10 miles.
Yeah.
But with her, and when we're with Brock, I'm like, Daddy's strong. He can carry you.
Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable with her on my shoulders for like, I just feel like I'm going to fall down and she's going to crack her head open and die. That's like where my brain goes. Piggyback rides, great. But then she starts to get lazy. And then I'm like, honey, you got to hold your weight up. Like, I can't just be
like.
So at one point when I was carrying her, I just like stopped and started doing some squats. I'm like, I got to feel like I'm at least getting a workout in if I'm holding up 42 pounds.
Now that's a TikTok I want to see.
Yeah.
Is that Scheana Shay doing squats with Summer Moon on her back?
Okay. But I'm now caught up on Housewives and Summer House, which I have to get into with you while you're here. So let's take another break. I need to just hydrate my throat because I feel like I've just been talking a mile a minute like Summer on the flight yesterday.
Yes.
So whenever I'm looking for something new for my home, Wayfair is the first place I go to. And also, every time I'm looking for something specific, I find something on their website that I wasn't looking for, whether it's artwork, a little decor for coffee table, but especially my outdoor space. It has become so much more home feeling since I shopped on Wayfair. We got new chairs for our upstairs balcony. And it changes everything. You know, Brock and I like to sit up there and just, well, at least I do, look at the moon, especially on those nights when I just want to manifest. And Wayfair has the best outdoor furniture. So whether you want like outdoor seating, you want some new major appliances, grills, storage, patio lighting, rugs, decor. I mean, Wayfair is your one-stop shop for home. They have over 20 million five-star reviews, and you can hear from real customers like me before you buy. Also, you can shop with Wayfair Verified, which is your shortcut to the good stuff. Their team of product specialists, they vet everything, and they have a 10-point inspection system that they use where it's testing everything like the quality of materials, functionality, features, and even how long it takes to build. But if you do need help, they can build it for you, and everything comes so quick, which I absolutely love. Patio season is here and these deals won't last. So head to wayfair.com/outdoor right now to get your outdoor space ready for way less. That's WAYFAIR.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Okay, so Summer House Reunion episode 2. I finished this morning, and like I said, I had to watch Housewives last night when I got home. But okay, wait, hold on. First, did I see you talking on your Instagram the other day about filming a new project or something?
I am. And I'm
Okay.
like, I'm hoping that I'm like able to announce it soon.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, it kind of goes back to my true crime roots, which, you know, I love to
Yes.
do, but also pop culture, which is so it was so much fun. The shoot was long. It was all day. I lost feeling because I was in heels all day.
Oh my God,
from,
yeah. I
But
feel you.
I'm excited when I can talk about it.
Okay.
It's really fun.
Yay,
Yeah.
I love that. When it comes to Real Housewives of Rhode Island, have you been Team Kelsey, Team Rosie, or both?
Well, so I love all the let me just
They're
start by like I love them
fantastic.
all, and I go back and forth because here's the thing. I didn't think Rosie had it in her, right? Like, and when she came for Kelsey, it kind of gave me a new like, oh, okay. She's got it in her. I kind of like that she has that side of her. Look, but Kelsey, it's like I'm also intrigued because
I
like
love her.
here's a woman who just like has been taken care of her entire life. So there's also an interesting story there. And she obviously has history. And Liz obviously knows a lot of her history. So all of them fascinate me in their own way.
And I mean, what an amazing first season cast with the history. Like some of them have known each other their whole lives.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah.
I will say there was a scene in this episode where I was like, oh my God, I am Rosie. When they're at the beach with her in-laws
Mm-hmm.
and they're talking about kids and she's like 34 and she's like, look, I was never the girl who wanted to play house and be mom. And, you know, I just didn't really ever see that for me. And I'm like, if we were to go back and watch seasons 1 through 8 of Vanderpump Rules, I guarantee I have interview bites saying that exact same thing around that exact same age. It's why I froze my eggs because I'm like, look, I don't see myself being a mom now, but 40-year-old future Scheana might want kids. So let me do this now for her.
Yeah.
But I just like really felt Rosie so hard in those moments where I was like, okay. And I felt like I understood what Kelsey meant, even though it was kind of a backhanded compliment when they were at that dinner. And she was like, oh, that's the first real thing you've ever said. Or however she said it.
Mm-hmm.
It was in a backhanded way, but a little offensive. But also I understood what she meant because it's like and people say this about Nia, even though Nia is just, she is. That's who she is. But when you're like, oh, it's performative. And like Rosie has a bit of like a high-pitched voice, which early Vanderpump seasons I did too. I think, I don't know, weed and talking for so many years has just kind of taken that pitch away.
Yeah.
But I felt like you just saw more of that raw, real version of her that I think Kelsey meant in that. And I really related to her in that scene.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, because she was like a weather girl or, you know, a news girl, you know, because again, I was like, I I thought she was just a girl who wore pink and liked to be,
Mhm.
but like when she came out with Slam Pig, I was like, oh, there's the Rhode Island.
Right? Yes, girl. Liz, man, she is really doubling down on that homelessness.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, like, Liz is iconic to me. She
Oh, yeah.
she was
She's
just
scary.
on she is, but
Like,
like
everyone's afraid of her.
when you watch the after shows, you can tell like she's also very sensitive
Yeah.
and she's, I love her.
I love her.
She was just on Reality Checked, and I think she's feeling very much I think now because of the audience and she's seeing the reaction, I think she's a little hesitant of kind of
Yeah.
being herself, which I'm like, I don't want you to not. Because
Right.
like honestly, this is what creates icons. Like you're going down in history as an
Yes.
iconic housewife
You
forever.
were never homeless.
Yes, yes. Like, I mean, we had the hair tug, which was very reminiscent of like Sheree and Kim Zolciak.
Yep.
Like, she's creating these iconic moments, but I think it's scary because
Uh-huh.
the audience now, it's
I know. And that's the thing that I always say I love about a first season cast because they don't know what they're doing
yeah.
when they're filming
Mhm.
until it airs. You get the audience reaction. And then season 2, you get in your fucking head. And
Yeah.
it's just like you can see when the self-producing starts a little bit or when someone's afraid to fully say how they really feel, but then they'll do it in their interviews because it feels more safe.
Yeah.
Then you still get torn apart online. But there are so many iconic moments already in 10
Already.
episodes.
Yeah, I mean, because there's true history there, and so
Mhm.
they can really dial it back and be like, you don't want me to go there, and then you're like, I don't.
Right?
You're right. I
No,
don't want
I
you to.
don't. You know too much.
Yes.
You know where the bodies are buried. Okay, Summer House reunion. I love Dara, by the way.
Oh,
She
yeah.
is so well-spoken.
Mhm.
And I mean, she just fucking read West to the point where he was sitting there and I felt like he was nodding
He
in
was.
agreement with her.
He was nodding in agreement because I actually think he knows all of that is the truth
Like,
and he can't
facts.
disagree with it.
Yeah.
And, that's why, I mean, I'm so embarrassed for Amanda for so many ways
Oh,
because
yeah,
like,
it is secondhand embarrassment
it
watching
is.
it.
I just feel like, oh God, why are you doing this? Because I was saying yesterday, like, she could have the pick of the litter. Literally, you could have gotten divorced. You could have slept with
Anyone else.
anyone. And like, why? For this guy, I don't
Just like
get
Mia
it.
said, she's like, to be one of West's side chicks?
Yeah.
Like,
And it's clear
why?
now you knew he was dating other people because you said, I was embarrassed to say I kissed him knowing. And it's like,
Yes.
so yeah, you should be. Why do you have no
Yes.
shame?
Oh,
Ugh.
I know. Carl and Lindsay, I gotta say, I really loved these moments with them this season, and especially on this part of the reunion. And just knowing them for so long, I always kind of felt like Lindsay didn't like me.
Okay.
And just because, I mean, obviously, Carl and I, we had our past
Yeah.
little bit of dating and hooking up over years and whatnot. And so there was one night, I'll say, where we were in New York. I was with Brock, Ariana, Dan. We all had lunch. It was Lindsay, her friend Yvonne. There was paparazzi after, which Carl told me was called by them. And I felt like that's what kind of started the the squash the beef at BravoCon a couple years ago because there was some stuff around them. But Lindsay and I were
Okay.
like, no, we're fine. And I'm like, look, I'm not going to call Carl out on stage, but like, you did tell me that.
Yeah.
And because Carl and I had been so close for so long, I think that for Lindsay, it rubbed her the wrong way, maybe a little bit.
Okay.
Even though it was like once they got engaged and stuff, and I'm like, I'm married, engaged, whatever. I have a baby, but I think how close I was with Sharon and still am, that obviously bothered her, which at the time, like, I didn't understand, but, hindsight's 2020. And so there was this night we were out in New York, and they were bickering at the bar. I was at the bar with Carl prior to them bickering a bit. And so I just felt like, oh my God, is she upset that, like, I was just, like, talking to him, but, like, Brock's there? Like,
Yeah.
and then they ended up leaving. And then, shortly after, they call off their engagement.
Okay.
I'm at what was supposed to be their wedding with so many of her friends, by the way. Like, we're all still in a group chat
Yeah.
together. A chunk of us still went. I was with Carl's mom dancing the night away or whatever
In
that
Mexico
headline said.
or-
But
yeah.
also, like, Carl's mom, after, losing her son and caring for her granddaughter, and like the woman was going through a lot at that time as well. And I wanted her to have the best trip. But to now watch it back and to see Lindsay say that she felt like it's like, like dancing on the grave of their relationship, I look back and I'm like, fuck, I could totally see how that would really fucking hurt
Yeah.
and understand why she unfollowed me.
Oh, did she unfollow you?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
think some of her friends, I think it was Gabby, had made some comments to her about something she overheard or how I was acting or whatever when I was in Mexico.
Okay.
And I think like I just want to apologize for how that came across, because I could see how Lindsay felt that it was disrespectful. And at the time, I was just trying to show Sharon and Lou a good time and hang out with all of their friends. And I didn't realize how much she was hurting,
Mm-hmm.
because when we were at BravoCon that year, I had a brand deal with her. We did that together.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I spent a lot of time with Carl. We went to a Raiders game together, just me, Carl, and my dad.
Mm-hmm.
We spent the whole day together, and I fully got his side of the story. And so I just took that as truth,
Yeah.
because
That's what we do with friends.
yes, and I was always closer with him just
Yeah.
because we had a history, and I was close with his mom.
Mhm.
And especially after the Watch What Happens Live night where our moms bartended together, and I talked about this in my book. It was literally 5 minutes after I got a phone call that I was being demoted, and just I was not okay. And Carl was my rock that day, and it just bonded us on another level. We went to lunch the next day, and we were very, very close.
Mhm.
And so as I'm at BravoCon with him and we have this whole day at the Raider game with my dad and whatnot, he had receipts. He had facts that he was saying to me where I took that as 100% truth and never heard out Lindsay's side of it. I remember talking to Katie Maloney after, and she's like, no, like I heard Lindsay's side. And I was like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
and I should have heard her out because she was still my friend. We did become friends. As much as Carl and I were closer earlier on, Lindsay and I were friends. And I feel bad that I never gave her side the benefit of the doubt and I just listened to his, because now watching it back, he's owning that he wasn't the best during that. He didn't handle it
Mhm.
the best way. And I see that now. And I really loved that they had that moment at the reunion
Yeah.
where it just seemed so genuine,
Mhm.
you know?
I think like one, now that they've made amends, that's like a huge step. But
Yeah.
also now it feels like the door is open for you too. Like you could easily text her,
Yeah.
because now even in Summer House, Sierra is now seeing it through Kyle's lens that she didn't see before because she was so team Amanda.
Exactly.
So she'll also see that perspective of like when
Yeah.
you're friends with someone, you're only listening to that side. And now that you have this other picture, you can very much, Sierra apologized to Kyle on
Yeah.
stage for not listening and being a better friend. So I think she would understand it
Yeah.
even
And honestly,
more.
like, I'll probably just text her today before
Yeah.
this comes out, because I just watched it today
Mhm.
and I owe this to her,
Yeah.
not just coming out on the podcast. So yeah, I've really loved watching her come into her own. And obviously when you have a baby, that changes you.
Yeah.
And I didn't think I was going to watch In the City, but because I'm like, I don't have time for another show.
No, I know.
But Brock started watching it with me and he was obsessed. He's
And
like,
and Lindsay's carrying it.
yes.
Mhm.
And he's like, no, we got to add this show
Yeah.
to our roster.
Yeah.
So, yeah, before we even do flowers for the episode, I want to give some to Lindsay. I also have some more to give out, but I love seeing it. I love seeing the growth. She had so many funny moments on the reunion where I'm just like, yes, girl.
Yeah. To Wes, you're a Pathy. Nobody believes you. Like Pathy. Like, yes, this is a new t-shirt.
It was so good. And now I'm just dying to hear if on part 3 they do call is it Mejia?
Oh, Miha.
Miha.
Yeah.
Miha.
Miha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That the off-camera girlfriend and all of that shit. I
Mhm.
mean,
He really messed up because now we are hearing that he told Miha, I can't be public with you
Mhm.
because Bravo will get mad.
I might get fired.
And throwing Bravo under the bus that way will never
Right?
serve you
No, like
because
we'll see what if ever he's back on our TV
Yeah.
screens post part 3.
yeah,
Because I'm sorry, Ben, perfect example. Season 1, new cast member brings this random girl, Sabrina.
yeah.
And now, like,
And she's
people
like
love
besties
her.
with Sierra.
And now
yeah.
you're learning who she is. But it's
Exactly.
like, okay, you know,
Yeah.
like, was she just like a normal person, just like Miha?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
As someone who got
bullshit.
dragged into a storyline, trust me, Bravo has no problem
literally
bringing out an outsider who's not part of the Bravo sphere if it
Exactly.
carries the storyline. I did want to ask you though, because obviously Summer House and Vanderpump get a lot of parallels,
Mhm.
and so now people are like fearful of like what will this mean for the next season of Summer House, right?
Right.
Because we saw sort of what happened with Vanderpump, and it didn't. If you were to say have Summer House go on and for it to be successful, what do you think needs to happen for that to continue on in a path where it can carry on? Or do you think like we do need to maybe just have a closeout season and then move to In the City?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that it's so hard to keep a story like that going when there is so much betrayal and hurt and heartbreak. I feel like that's what we should have had. Like it either should have ended at season 10 or we should have just had season 11 be kind of that closeout where they now season not trying to go on trips with Tom Sandoval and make everyone friends again and like this and that. Like it doesn't work. And hopefully with Summer House, already I'm sure In the City is going to be so successful as like The Valley, their first season. But I feel like if it transitioned more from season 10 into The Valley, but their first season, like the cast is incredible on The Valley.
Yeah.
But I think it just would have had more longevity. But because they tried so hard to keep the story going, season 11, it didn't work.
Yeah.
So Summer House can keep going with the newbies.
Yeah.
Like, have Bailey, see if Bailey and Carl turn into something and just continue a new story.
Yeah.
But don't try to have West or any of them back in the house together. Like, no, just
Agreed.
like new chapter.
Yeah.
And honestly, Sierra at this point, she doesn't need Summer House.
I know.
She is going to
And
be
I think they're fearful of that.
just
yeah.
fine on her own,
Exactly. Yeah.
I could see her potentially, Juliana Huff, don't get me wrong, she's incredible. But like I could see if Juliana had like other things going on that after Sierra's season of Dancing with the Stars, she's the new host.
Yeah.
Like she's on that trajectory. So let's not try to continue that story on Summer House if it continues.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm so sick of every time I see West's face, I'm honestly just so like
I know.
annoyed.
I'm like, look, I will say I understand even when Lindsay said this, like he's good. I get the appeal. When I met him at BravoCon, just from watching him for a couple years, I felt like I knew him. And then like just as friends, like we hit it off. We exchanged numbers. He's like, look, when you're in New York, he wanted me to go and which I'm so bummed about, but meet with the two guys who do
the little whiteboarding.
the whiteboard stuff. And he's like, we got to do that. And like, we kept in touch. And I was like, okay, I see the appeal. He's got that great personality and whatnot. But I'm like,
but now you kind of know that it's,
you see it.
We don't know what's real. And when he's just trying to hitch his wagon to the next star, it's like, that's what it feels like he's doing.
Yep. But okay, back to the reunion.
Yes.
I wonder in real time how long Amanda walked off for.
I know, because now I'm hearing Lindsay's commented under a post, because Andy said on his show it was at least 20 minutes, and Lindsay goes, it was an hour at least. So,
Ooh.
and I believe Lindsay because it felt like she was gone for so long, because even Sarah's like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, totally.
And 20 minutes wouldn't be ridiculous, Like,
no, I always say, like, you just got to sit there and take it. But I had a moment in the season 7 reunion where I did walk off because I was going to, it wasn't that I couldn't take it. I was about to say things that I couldn't take back, that I was going to go so below the belt with Jax when he said I didn't check on him after his dad died. The rage that came out of me in that moment was the same as season 11 when Tom Sandoval was like, well, you had an affair. You were a homewrecker. Like, the way I came at him,
yeah,
I now know I do have that rage in me. I have to remove myself from it. I have that in me.
Yeah.
I need to walk away.
So how long did you walk off stage?
I don't don't think it was that long.
Okay.
That's the thing. I think Ariana came after me. I needed a quick touch up and then I went back out. But it was like, I needed a moment to compose myself. Amanda couldn't take it.
Yeah.
It was like Sierra was going in and she knew that everything Sierra was saying was true.
Mm-hmm.
And she couldn't take it.
Yeah.
She is, like she said, that weak figure that Wes needs.
Yeah.
And I was like, oof.
And
it was harsh words, but like.
And he wasn't really standing up for her either. So
Nope.
she's just, I feel like she was looking for help, but wasn't getting it.
Do you think that we're going to find out about the audio leaks or that there's going to be more for the third part?
No, because Andy also said on his show that he didn't go there because John Hill was like, well, you kind of hyped it up like you were going to do this big expose, this, you know. So he said, oh, we didn't do it in the reunion. I dropped the ball, but I do need to do something with this. So it won't be at the reunion, but maybe in the future we'll find out how he found out and who this person was. Was it Jennifer Lawrence?
Right?
I don't know.
I mean, I could obviously talk to you all day, but I was happy to get into stuff with you because Brock and I were going to just do a little London hotel podcast with Summer. We're still going to do one of those, which I think will just be an audio only one because she gets a little camera shy at times.
Okay.
It's like when she's doing it, she sets the camera up. I mean, she has a tripod and she's like, Mommy, she calls it her phone.
Yeah.
But it's my old iPhone that we only use there's no cellular on it. There's no anything like that. So she'll set that up and film her stuff, which, I mean, maybe one day it gets posted, but it's just for her. But I do want to do a little podcast with her. And I said we were going to do that in London, but I think we'll do that for when we're home one night. She likes to play 20 questions before bed right now.
Okay.
And I'm like, I think it would be so cute to just like interview her and to have her interview us.
I love that.
So I was happy to get into all of this with you instead of just doing a hotel room podcast. But I think I will still do one with Summer and Brock at home and just like a little audio only one. She can interview us. We can interview her. She's really into the 20 questions before bed right now.
Love it.
Which is so cute. I did just like screen record 10 minutes from her Nanit camera the other night because it was so cute. Just like, okay, now the next question and all of her answers. I was just like, oh, we got to put this on the pod.
I love it.
All right. Flowers of the week. Lindsay Hubbard. Absolutely. But I also wanted to give some to Giggly Squad. I was listening to them on the drive over here, and they were giving me some flowers.
Oh, really?
And I'm just like, they have always been so great, so supportive, and I love them so much. Such good friends. And also to everyone at Mighty Hoopla, to the audience, to Glenn Fussell and the whole team, hey you, thank you so much. It was a dream come true. And it's so easy to just make Wes the Jack's hole again.
Yeah.
So do you have anyone else?
He's the only person on my mind till this reunion is over.
We're going to keep it at that. Well, thank you guys all for listening. Thank you for joining me, Kiki. Be sure to listen to her on Radio Andy's Reality Checked weekdays, and you can find her at The Talk of Shame. I cannot wait to hear more about this new project you're doing. All right. Bye-bye.